So today we're going to be comparing e-rigs versus cartridges, talking about what's better, what's going to work for you in certain types of situations, because they're both essentially convenient concentrate hits on the go. They are a little bit different in how they perform, but you basically have access to the same types of oils for both, and you are getting like a concentrate hit or a dab on the go. But I want to know what you think is better, e-rigs or cartridges. Now, I end up using a lot of e-rigs on my Twitch stream. I test out a lot of new ones. I'm genuinely trying to find the next best one, the next cheap one that does a really good job. But for a while, I was resistant to getting e-rigs. I had tried them years ago, like 2014, 15. I tried some early versions, and they were awful. It was glowies on the go, and sometimes you could only get 5 or 6 hits, so I'm like, I need more than 5 glowies in 2016. Like when the Peak came out, I was like, I don't need that. I have an e-nail. I got a desktop e-nail. It plugs right into the wall. It's going to be better than anything I can get with a battery, any portable thing. Look, I was wrong, and I actually love e-rigs now. I think we're at a state with e-rigs where you can get a better hit than most e-nails, most things that plug into the wall. And I think the roles have flipped. I think e-nails are better for flour. I have some videos on that, but I think the e-nail technology ends up working better for flour, and the portable technology works better for concentrates overall. So with e-rigs right now, you can get a hit that rivals what you would get off of a quartz banger or even a slurper in some cases. It actually gives you good quality hits, and because it rivals what you can get with a torch and a nail, I think at the end of the day, it's better than a torch and a nail because it's way safer. The amount of people that have burned their house down with a torch it's more than one. I don't know what the numbers are for e-rigs, but I haven't heard of any of them catching on fire. I know it's possible, but I haven't heard of any. Torches are fire. So the fact that you can get a hit that rivals what you can get with a banger with an electronic device like an e-rig puts it way up at the top for me. I think safety is a huge factor. Just because I want to get high doesn't mean I need a ton of little burns and dings on my forearm from oops, I bumped my torch, oops, I bumped my nail. Like, I'm gonna get high. I'm gonna be less coordinated the higher I get. So I needed to be safe. I needed to be easy. I needed to be convenient, which is why I had high hopes for pens for a while. I thought they were just gonna keep improving that technology, but it's just about mass producing something that's good enough. There's not that many great cartridges out there. I know there's obviously better technology. Some people are using all glass carts. Some people have ceramic heaters in there. But at the end of the day, the cartridge itself is just, it's so cheap. There's so many of them that in its current state right now, it's not going to give you as good of a hit as you can get with an e-rig atomizer, but it does a good job. Now, carts are good for smaller hits. You can do a big hit with an e-rig. You can't realistically do a big hit with a cart or a vape pen without damaging the device or ruining the device over time. There's a lot of people out there, they do blinkers every hit. They hold the button down and they'll hit it for 8 to 10 seconds, usually as long as the device will allow. And repeatedly doing that makes that atomizer just start to taste burnt over time. It's very inefficient with the oil. It's not like the right way to use it. And a lot of people fall victim to, I gotta do blinkers. I gotta try to get the biggest hit out of this I can. If you like big hits, don't go with pens. Look into an e-rig. The max hit you're supposed to do on a pen is like 8 to 10 seconds, which in my book is not a big hit. But for the device, it's struggling to give you that 10-second hit. A lot of the e-rigs that I use, I can get a 40 to 60 second good low temp hit of vapor. It's not going to get too hot in that time. It's going to take its time to heat up to the temperature I set it to. And for 40 seconds to a minute, I'm going to get good low temp vapor. A pen simply can't do that. You can obviously space your hits out, try to keep that atomizer cool, but it takes more time to get the same amount of vapor in an enjoyable manner. You could just do blinker after blinker, ruin your pen, and then every hit after that tastes like crap. But don't do that. Now, I will say one of the benefits of the cartridge is that it's actually really efficient for somebody that doesn't want to do big hits. Somebody that just wants a little 2-second, 3-second puff every now and then. It's not everybody, but there's some people out there, they'll just take a 2-second puff every 20, 30 minutes, maybe longer. And honestly, like a half-gram cart would last them a long time. I've heard plenty of people's experiences, like I just like a 1 or 2 puffs. Some people will take a half-gram cart and make it last 2 weeks, a month, because they're not doing blinkers, they're doing 1 or 2 puffs, they're doing just enough to get them high. And honestly, you can't get that type of efficiency with an e-rig. It's hard to load a tiny little dab in there and program it to the smaller hits. It's possible, But it's easier to be way more efficient with a vape pen with smaller hits over time. Now, I will say another benefit to vape pens is it's got to be, I've said this before, it's got to be the least intimidating way to smoke. Like, if you found out your grandma wanted to try smoking a little bit, you're not going to bust out the torch and the banger. I don't even think you should bust out a big old glass bong with a lighter. Just a tiny little harmless vape pen, bro. It doesn't look scary at all. It just looks like a pen. Some of them you don't even have to push a button. All you gotta do is put your lips on it and inhale. So it's like, it's the least intimidating way, which honestly, it's getting a lot of people into smoking, vaping, whatever. But it's like, I always call it like the 7-Eleven taquitos of smoking. It shouldn't be your main way to consume. Now, if you're traveling, these are on the go rigs. If you're traveling, you can bring them both with you. The benefit of a cart over an e-rig is you gotta load the e-rig for each hit. If you're trying to maintain it, you're gonna wipe that dish out in between each hit. A cartridge, you don't really have to load it. You can just kind of take a little 2-second hit, put it back in your pocket, and not have to worry about it. This is better for somebody that wants to go sneak a quick little hit in the bathroom. If you're genuinely trying not to be seen, it's the better one. But like, if you're just going on a trip and you don't care if you're seen, or you're able to hide the fact that you're going to be hitting an e-rig is going to give you way better hits. It's going to give you way better sessions, and it's going to get you higher without you risking damaging that weak little atomizer in the cart. So I honestly, I don't leave my house that much. I stream almost every night on Twitch, but when I do leave, the couple of times that I brought like pens and e-rigs, I hit the pen once and I'm like, nah, not gonna do it. I need a real dab. And then I break out the Puffco. One thing I have to say, because some people are gonna be like, oh, you gotta put water in your Peak Pro. No, if you don't put water, most e-rigs that are gonna give you like a good quality low temp hit, most e-rigs, the hit is going to be smoother without water than any hit you can get on a vape pen. You know, there's things like the Aris, which is portable, the Proxy, which is portable. Those are no water devices. If you have something like a Peak or an e-rig that uses water, you could just not put water in it if that's going to inconvenience you, and that hit is still going to be smoother and better than a vape pen, so long as you're not jacking the temperature up or you got like terrible dabs or something. So for me, I really think that e-rigs are good for being portable, and they're good enough to use at home in place of your standard like torch and banger. If you can get a hit that good, but you don't have as much of a risk of burning yourself, it's better. Now, I'm gonna sit at home and use my e-rig. I'm almost never gonna sit at my house and just try to sesh using pens. For anybody that does that, if you're all you're getting is carts every day, you're not even trying to sneak it in the bathroom at work or something like that. If you're just at your house with carts, get a rig. Try it. Look, I don't know what you got to do. Maybe try using your friends once or twice, test something out, get familiar with it. But if you're using a pen for every sesh, you're not seshing optimally. You could be getting a bigger hits, better high. But if you're truly just like, you're like a one puff, 2-second hit every 30 minutes type of person, and that's all you need, pens might be the best for you. Because like I said earlier, you're not going to get that type of efficiency where you can really just do the little hits with an e-rig. It's possible. I've done it before, but it's more work than you're going to want to do. Setting up a whole e-rig just for like a 2 or 3 second hit, I don't know. Anyway, we're doing a cart stream June 22nd, 6 p.m. Eastern, live on Twitch. Come get out with me every night. And if you miss that, just tune in any night on Twitch. We're probably getting lit. Peace out, my dudes.